The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another high episode of HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. Good evening, my boy.
What's good with you, dog?
You laughing at me? My bad. Then he missed the extra point. God, I hate kickers. What makes this even better? I don't have any. I don't have a bet on this game. But it just amazes me. But anyway, man, what a weekend! What a weekend! What a weekend! I just want to say something. I said it last night about you being a little Nostradamus. I might have dipped my toe in that pool too, because technically in Louisiana, one gone. Now, if the other just so happened,
is he gone though? Is he gone though? Because according to him, we'll see. But
if the other just so happened to fall in that game, then you got. I'm just saying,
might be.
Man, but what a day! What a day! I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a headache. We're gonna get through it though, because I'm finna laugh and entertain my boy up in here. I gotta talk about that too.
Speaking of hot seats,
I'm gonna tell you how hot that seat is. We ain't even got to the game yet. We ain't gonna tell you how hot that seat is. What's good to our cousin, our family, our brother, Dave Gardner, from Down South Football Podcast. Former member of the March Maroon and White. But I want to say this.
Oh man.
I want to say this. Chuck coming off the top rope. We're gonna say that one.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you how you know a seat is hot and how things are bad. I missed the SWAC media teleconference this morning with the coaches, but I went back and watched. Nobody asked him a question. Not a single question. I don't know if that's telling. I would at least asked him a question. That's my guy. You know, I really like him. But I might be the only one that's kind of in favor of him right now. So yeah. And you ever had, I'm gonna ask you another question, and it's gonna set up the show. You ever had a homeboy, all he had to do was not fumble the bag? That's what the name of the show should have been, fumble the bag. But You ever had a homeboy, all he had to do was not fumble the bag. All he had to go over there and say was hello. And he had the number. And he walked over there and he done slobbed on himself or slipped and fell or something else, and he just dropped the ball. We had two teams do that this weekend. Yes, sir. We had somebody got their girl took.
It's almost like one team didn't want to be in Atlanta, didn't seem like. And the other team, it's almost like they don't want to make their trip to Bragg.
I blame you, because you said That one team that talking about going to Atlanta, you said.
Chaos. I just wanted chaos.
Well, you got it, sir. Chaos is on the way.
Look what we got, though. Look what we got. Not only did we get the reverse of last year, and we'll talk about the whole 50 and all that. We'll talk about all that.
We got, you know how many scenarios we got?
But we got the beef between Banks and Erica, meaning so much now.
Man, listen.
I just wanted the chaos.
I feel bad for Erica because she nervous this week. Erica over that thing sweating like Mike Tyson in the spelling bee. I'm telling you, this girl is nervous. Erica is. I'm telling you. Woo.
Yeah, it's
And Banks smiling like he Bill Cosby at a bartending competition. But we got, I'm telling you, the chaos is here. Is here. I've been waiting for tonight.
Man, bro, this week, bro, it's gonna be so much trash talk. It's gonna be,
my goodness. And then listen, it's two things, and it's another scenario nobody's talking about. This summer, we did the kind of some record prediction, and Jackson State fans got upset because the panel said Jackson State could possibly have 4 losses. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no 4. Where you see 4 losses at? Well, they're at 3 right now.
Yeah, and you got the Soul Bowl.
They got the Soul Bowl this weekend. Our man G, the only thing that saved him from losing his mind was the story down there in Baton Rouge. Let's get the show started, man.
Speaking of chaos,
let's get the show started. What's up, Erica? I thought we were just talking about you. Ooh, let's get it started, man. You know what we got to do. Shout out to our sponsor over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We will be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, man, we are back. Let me ask you this quick question. Should we start with the 50 piece or should we start just kind of lead a 50 piece? You know what I'm saying?
And we should start with Norfolk State versus Dale State.
Let's go. Norfolk State took on Dale State this past weekend. It went just about how you would expect it to go. Norfolk State got the win.
Convincingly.
I don't know what else can be said about it.
Well, that was the battle for Owen. That was the battle for Owen. The battle for Owen, who was going to be Owen in
the conference. Yeah,
5 in the conference. So, I mean, we pretty much all knew Norfolk State was going to come out victorious in that matchup. Dale State just they've been competitive in some games, but they just not quite there yet.
They ain't have enough to get over that hump this year.
Yeah, but and Norfolk State, I mean, they at times thought that they had some promise to their season, the way they played early in the season. But I think Coach Odom building something. I think they just a year or two away from really trying to be competitive in the MEAC.
Yeah, I agree. Don't hold you can't hold Coach Oldham down for long.
He just got there though.
Yeah.
Well, not I know it's his second year, but you know what I mean.
That's
Like
still that's early.
yeah, it's still
some people
early in the
2
rebuild.
years is enough time though to know what but some people 2 years is enough time,
But
hey,
you can see
what?
progress though. You can see progress though.
That's true. That's
the difference.
I always say, and I've joked about Coach Oldham saying, he looks like Faison Love to me. Every time I see him, I think Faison Love. But everywhere he's gone, he's been able to find success or being able to improve a program. He's left programs better than I don't know if I should say that. But he's done well. I'll leave it at that. He's done well. The setup for this weekend, part 1. This upcoming weekend, not this past weekend. Morgan State took on South Carolina State in the Coach Buddy Pugh farewell tour, and the weather played a big factor. And it looked like that. If you hear that excuse, that's Dylan. He popping balloons. It ain't no. And speaking of, I do want to say, I hope that all are safe and well in Prairie View. There was an active shooter today. If I'm not mistaken, the young man or the suspect is in custody, or they have a suspect in custody. But yeah, that's Dylan popping balloons. That if it sounds kind of loud, but Morgan State came out with the win, 20-17. Listen, I'll be the first to say, Jordan Toles, he's one of the he's high on my Aeneas Williams list. I think he should be the front runner. I understand that there are different criteria, a lot of criteria outside of just on the field as well. But I think on the field, what he's done has been spectacular. He has single-handedly done all he can to put Morgan State on his back. He did so in this game with that onside kick, the squib kick recovery and return. That which was beautiful.
That ultimately was the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, stiff arm spins, all that to the house. Amazing.
I mean, South Carolina State took the lead with the field goal, and next play he answers, responds, and ultimately wins the game with that play. Like you say, that's not the first time this year where he's made play to seal the game or to swing the game into their favor. So I'm with you on that. He's definitely, if he ain't the Aeneas Williams winner, he definitely in the running.
Yeah, he talked too. He ain't too. This game was a game that, with the weather being the factor that it was, I expected whoever could get the better rushing attack to be more dominant, and I was expecting that to be South Carolina State with Howell, and I don't know if he's injured, but he didn't. No recorded stats, so I don't know the story behind that. But even with that, I still thought South Carolina State would be able to, do something.
Yeah, JJ Davis had a big game for Morgan State on the ground, over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
ultimately, like you said, kind of being a difference maker in that game, and ultimately letting Morgan State come out victorious.
Yeah. Earlier,
big one this weekend, boy.
Todd Smith, freshman for Morgan State, has come in and kind of, giving that offense some life over these last few games. We heard about him early on. Banks mentioned him. Kelly Flicks has mentioned him, I believe, as well. And you kind of wonder if they would have gone to him a little bit sooner, would they be in serious talks of possibly winning the MEAC?
Erica funny. I mean, possibly it ultimately comes down to who is gonna be able to beat Central.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I want to say this because Barnes said he left Southern in a great way. I want to say that, but people will jump on me because not everybody feel the same way about him, about talking about Coach Odom. So, but I kind of feel the same way. But go ahead, my bad.
but ultimately, the MEAC was gonna come down to who could beat Central, and the way that game turned out between stop, go get down. The way that game turned out between Howard and Central, I know we'll talk about it, but
That's next up.
I
We can go there
I
now.
don't know if I don't know if Morgan State, and I know they only, it was a one possession game when Morgan State lost to Central, but I don't know if they
There was a
was
couple of passes, dump offs to the running backs that could have, given them yards, interceptions that, because in that game, I'm gonna be honest with you, in that game against, Morgan State, North Carolina Central, the only way Central scored, well, the only time Central scored short fields, whether it be a fumble, interception. So it wasn't like, Central was just moving the ball up and down the field on them. They had some, positive yards. Central looked better offensively, but Morgan State gave them that game, just like most of the games early in the season. Morgan State gave the game away.
I ain't gonna say they gave the game away.
They gave that game away.
I mean, they threw one interception.
They fumbled too. Didn't they fumbled and
yeah, I'm talking about the quarterback though, because that's what you're talking about, swapping the quarterbacks out. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason why I say he fumbled, there was a second or third down play. It was a dump off to the running back, and he throws it like 5 yards over the running back head. It's stuff like, what I'm saying, it's small things like that where
that's fair, but we hadn't seen Smith versus a defense like Central's either though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's very fair.
Like that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, I think you guys will see. Like, I don't know if he would have been that much better against Central to say that they would have won. I mean, yeah,
would you need him to be that much better, or just be better? Need somebody to be a little bit better, period, a little bit more accurate. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the only touchdown they scored was because of the quarterback.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So he if you want to say he cost them the game, he also only gave them their only chance for the game.
That's fair. That's fair.
It ain't like they had much of a ground tech that night.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But I know somebody who did.
Listen here. It's time to talk about this game. You are to blame for this chaos. You spoke it. You put this in the universe. Words are powerful. What the Bible say something about the tongue and all that. You did it. It's your fault. North Carolina Central versus Howard. And you could have told me put money on this. And no offense to Howard. And Erica even told us, hey, don't she was like, hey, it ain't over with yet. And I was like, yeah, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Got a little pride, I was not expecting this. A 50 piece. They had a block party with wings, 50 of them.
I blame Trey Oliver for the 50 piece.
That's true. That's true. Somebody could say he was a main or mini me.
I ain't gonna go that far.
I'm just saying with the trash talk. They say he was a main mini me with the trash talk, and that's why they got the 50 drop code.
I definitely think that they remembered that clip But
Ooh.
we talked about
Ooh, Erica talked that talk. Erica said, "This is the team they were supposed to be all season. Send them bums back to Durham. Bums." First of all, I want y'all to know, for those of you listening on audio, she said this in all caps too. So that means she was yelling it from her heart.
This the one right here though. She said we put 50 on them boys. Who wants to pay to see that twice?
Ooh.
In the words,
Ooh.
Trey Oliver.
Nasty.
But I mean, we talked about it before the game. We asked about him. Where was it? Eden James. He had a good game. Hunter had a great game on the ground. I think they had like 250 yards rushing as a team. But the guy who deserves the game ball, whatever you want to give out, he been criticized. He been talked about.
Heavily criticized.
He been put down. Mr. Quint Williams.
That man had 23 or 33, 277, and 3 tutties.
No interceptions.
Also,
no fumbles.
4 carries, 15 yards, and another tutty. So it counted for 4 tutties in this game, ladies and gentlemen.
And 0 turnovers.
I just want y'all to know, this man did a Freaky Friday swap with Davis Richard and did a Davis Richard on Davis Richard. Because Davis Richard has not had a game like this since UCLA. This man was 11 to 25 for 77 yards and 1 touchdown passing. He did add on the ground. He was 12 carries, 91 yards, and 1 touchdown as well. But it was a long day for him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that defense, though.
Oh, yeah. Big shout out.
Not only did they contain Davis, but Collier didn't even have 30 yards rushing.
No, he didn't.
So, I mean, they were they defense looked like what I would kind of expect Morgan State defense to play like. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of effort they got from their defense, the type of performance they got from their defense. But honestly, though, I just 50 piece, like the way they ran the ball is what we kind of thought how it would be offensively, man. You know, with that big offensive line they got, kind of establishing their presence, using their physicality up front. But so that wasn't really surprising to me. But seeing Williams go for such a great game like that and get the running game at the same time just kind of showed their true potential. And you see what it is, 50 piece. That's not what we were seeing these last couple of weeks from Howard. So my question is, can they put it together again, or was this just kind of you know what I mean? Everything just perfect storm. Everything just all came together at the right time.
Yeah. It's good. The breakdown on Thursday. Thursday is also going to be the 100th episode. Look forward to that. We will be joined by Miss Erica Rochelle to talk about this. I don't know if we're gonna get Banks on here. I don't know if I know Miss E gonna be on here, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. Hold on. Can you hear that? My background.
Mm-hmm. But man, I'm just glad that
give me 1 second. Let me.
Dylan cutting up over there. My man really had to get up.
My bad, man.
Dylan cutting up over there, huh?
Yeah, it ain't even Dylan. I can't even blame Dylan this time. What in the words of Trick Daddy, Trick love the kids. It's the mama's the problem. But let's go.
Oh man, I don't even remember what I was about to say.
I
But
don't know.
all I know is I'm ready for Saturday, man.
Saturday. I don't know what's gonna be better. This Saturday or last Saturday. It's gonna be if this Saturday can live up to what last Saturday was. It's so many pivotal matchups. And later on in the show, we're gonna talk about all the scenarios. So saying figure out the MEAC and the SWAC. SWAC East is decided. We know what the SWAC championship is gonna be. It's the rest of this stuff that's just a plum fool. That's very interesting. But man, the MEAC. Wow. Matter of fact, do you want to talk about the SWAC scenario? I mean, not SWAC, the MEAC scenarios right now, or you want to wait till the end and do both of them?
No, we can do it now. That's cool.
All right, let's talk scenarios for the MEAC. All right, so hold on, because I want to be accurate. All right. I'm not doing. I looked down too fast and I seen Dave post. Dave said he's ready for Thursday. Okay, so as of right now, there's a 3-way tie for first place. Central in the MEAC. You got Central, Howard, and Morgan State, all 3-1. So scenarios for scenarios for Central to go. They just need Morgan State to beat Howard. They will have the head to, and they also have to beat Delaware, and Central has to beat Delaware State. If that happens, then Central and Morgan State will be co-champions. But Central will own the head-to-head, and they will go to the Celebration Bowl. Scenario 2. Howard beats Morgan State. Howard and Central will be co-champions. Howard goes to the Celebration Bowl. Central most likely goes to FCS playoff. Scenario 3. Morgan State beats Howard and Delaware State beats Central. If that's the case, Morgan State goes to the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I just want to put it out there. I know the people know who we are, but I ain't put our names up there. Oh, no more co-champs. Oh, my bad. Well, see, there you go. Ain't no co-champs.
That defeats the whole purpose of what I said last week.
Yeah.
That's the reason I wanted Howard to win was so I could hear Josh Sims brag about being co-champs.
Yeah. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I think the two scenarios that are at play, realistically, most probable, either Howard wins and they go to Celebration Bowl, or Morgan State wins and Central goes. We'll talk more about what we think on Thursday, but
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the MEAC, would you rather Howard win and then Central go to the FCS playoffs?
Central's gonna lose money. It's not really, well, depending on how far they go, because it's not really profitable. I mean, yeah, but I get what you notoriety.
Only one team makes money off the Celebration Bowl anyway, so it ain't like if Central goes, that Howard gonna make money off of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
I mean,
you would have representation in the FCS playoffs.
I mean, I guess technically speaking, saying you can be, hey, I'm the MEAC has, saying 6 teams, but we've got 2 teams competing in 2 different championships. I guess technically you could say that looks good. That's a good resume.
And not just that though, but I mean, whenever we talk about where the SWAC and the MEAC rank among FCS conferences, and one
That's
reason
true
they
too.
don't get a lot of respect is because they don't get a chance to show themselves on the postseason platform. If Central was able to go there and knock off a team or two in the playoffs, that would give a lot more respect and recognition to the MEAC, and and they would get a lot more respect from some of these national pundits and other conferences that are outside of HBCU football.
Also, with that being said, this goes back. I got me at Mike was talking about, saying what's the point in having rankings, and saying if you're not going to compete, here you go. This is the reason why now Central's in a position where they can, they are ranked or whatever, and can compete or whatever. Saying they can go to the FCS playoffs. This is why you don't just pull yourself out of those rankings. It's scenarios like this, and we kind of mentioned that. So, but yeah, that's where it's at. Got anything else before we move on? Talk about the SWAC?
Nah.
All right, here we go. Let's do this. The SWAC on this weekend. FAMU said they ain't taking no chance. We not finna play nobody who gonna, beat her, who, saying should be in a what's called, and we not finna get hurt. They took on Lincoln of California, who has probably played, more SWAC teams than some of the teams in the SWAC. And FAMU got the win 28-0. Nothing special to talk about. Nothing, right home about to mama about. Everybody came out healthy. So that's what it is for that. Now, Alabama A&M versus Bethune-Cookman. Dave, cover your ears. We talked about this last week. Maynard being on the hot seat. Question was asked, if they lose to Bethune, will he be fired? or does, with him beating Bethune, would that help save his job? My answer was, I don't think so, because I don't think beating Bethune helps much, but losing to Bethune is going to be a problem. Well, I promise you, it's a problem. It was loud and it was blaring. Again, during the SWAC teleconference, if you get a chance, you can go back and watch it because they live stream it, and it's on the SWAC's YouTube page. Nobody asked him a question. Andrew from the SWAC office asked him questions. Coach Maynard talked about, because one of the questions asked was, hey, senior day was your last game at home, or last Saturday game at home when they played FAMU. Tell us about this group of seniors. He said this group of seniors helped change Alabama A&M. They had, prior to those seniors getting there, they had 5 straight losing seasons. They are now in their second straight. So they, had a break where they had some winning seasons, and now they're back on the wrong side of things.
Yeah, because this loss versus Bethune guaranteed a losing season for this year.
Guaranteed a losing season. Now they play Mississippi Valley coming up on this Thursday. It's the quote-unquote blackout game. My question, has this team just given up on Coach Maynard?
I don't know, bro. It kind of seems like it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was they were 14-0, bro. They gave up 31 unanswered. That's
a
lot. That's a lot.
I got Doc over at HBCU Overdrive. He said they have, in his opinion.
Yeah, I think, man, if they ain't gave up, as close as you can get to giving up.
I don't know what you mean, Dave. Dave, for those of you on audio, Dave put in a boot emoji. And then he also did the peace sign. I don't know what that means. I'm not going to try to decipher. But yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting ugly. And I will say this. I understand because I brought this up last time.
412 yards rushing.
Yes, they did. They gave up Bethune had 412 yards rushing.
400 yards rushing.
Yes. We're going to get there. Coach Maynard mentioned that people have told him you got to win 2 games. Homecoming, Magic City Classic. Magic City, you've lost that 2 years in a row. This is also your second straight losing season. I think there's a correlation there. Also, something I do want to point out. Something that people probably have not seen a lot of at A&M, and Dave can attest to this. There's a lot more investment in this athletic program. They just built the brand new facility for playing your indoor sports. They just redid the field turf. They're trying to change the game day atmosphere. I don't know what the culture. The culture of A&M may not necessarily be, always surrounded athletics and put an importance on athletics, but this administration has, and the culture is changing. And if the results on the field or and play don't change, I promise you the administration will make one. $20K per season in the kennel community. $20K per season tailgating housing around the track, and they're talking about doing more. And those dog houses in the end zone are very nice, and it's definitely a big attraction or a big draw.
The way you talking make it seem like you might as well fire the man and bring in somebody new.
What I'm saying, his contract is up next season.
So you gonna put the fans through another season of this?
Are you willing to pay that buyout? That's the question.
How serious are you about athletics?
I guess we're about to find out. I seriously think we're about to find out.
Unless you feel like that these last 2 years isn't who he is and isn't who he will be going forward.
Damn.
Then I mean, what are you banking on? That next year is gonna magically get better? Like what evidence do you have that next year is gonna be different?
That's a good point.
Because if you don't have anything showing that next year is gonna be different, why do it again?
That's a very good point. A damn good point.
But shout out to Bethune though, man.
Yeah. Shout out Coach Woody. Yeah, he's got them going. I heard somebody say they don't think that Coach Woody is necessarily the right fit. Not saying that he's I'm trying to think of the word they said. They don't think he's the man to get it done. They didn't say that he's not a good coach. They just said they don't think he's the man to get it done. I think I vehemently disagree. I think he knows what that culture is. I think he's Bethune through and through. And I think that these players have bought in. If you look at how they compete week in, week out, despite the results, I think he's the man for the job. And I'm willing to see once they especially get more and more players from Florida and actually start building that program like it should be. I think there's going to be a huge turnaround for Bethune.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't long ago they was wrecking shop in the MEAC. It wasn't long ago that they was giving FAMU hell. So
I mean, you could just see the way they progressed as the season has gone on, that he's building something now.
oh yeah.
They ain't really been blown out in any game this year, conference game really this year. They've been in every game. They fought hard, and they started going from being in close losses to finding a way to win, and then now winning pretty convincingly this past Saturday versus A&M. So you can see the progression that they've made under Coach Woody, and I think they're gonna be building something pretty nice down there.
Next up, man, you've got Prairie View A&M took on Southern. Prairie View got the win 27-21. Rumors, because everybody's been talking about I know you people hit you up talking about it. People hit me up. I do want to say this. I know we talked about it a little bit last week. I was privy to some conversation where the topic of Coach Dooley being on staff came up like last week, if not the week prior to. So this has been in talks for a while. Coach Dooley has refuted the reports. I think it's out there. I think it's done. This is pure speculation on my part. This is not anything I know for an absolute fact. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Everything we're seeing, I think Coach Dooley is done. With that being said, I think Coach Dooley is a great coach. I think he can offer a lot to wherever he lands next. But maybe right now, Southern just went in the cards. They weren't the right fit right now. So that's where I'm at.
I think that it's one of those situations where the administration has had talks about relieving him of his job and may have come to the decision to relieve him of his job and just hadn't had the conversation with him, and it got leaked out to somebody, and the cat's out the bag now, and it's PR nightmare.
So I'm glad you said that. Somebody actually said that and brought this up. They said that Coach Broderick Fobbs was fired, I think the week before the Bayou Classic. What I think happened, I think they let, and I hate the crossover, but saying as far as crossover between FBS and HBCU and stuff like that. Same thing happened with Coach Orgeron at LSU. They let him know he's no longer going to be with the team at the end of the season. I think that's the situation that happened with Coach Dooley. I think Coach Dooley may have said something to maybe, staff and players when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's how it got leaked. But I think I think that conversation has been had. It wasn't supposed to get out though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Again, pure speculation, but this is just going off, tea leaves, things I've heard, and rumors spread fast. I've never seen a firing spread this fast to so many people, to so many outlets.
That hadn't been true.
That hadn't been this, true. Even hirings, any like coaching staff changing stuff. Anytime I've ever heard, hey, rumors are such and such is talking to this coach. I've never seen that. But yeah. So, and Doc says, but if you told your players and coaches that you're no longer at the helm, then why go all out to prove it wrong?
It wasn't supposed to make it to the news.
Yeah, I think what was, because that's probably I don't know, clauses, confidentiality, some stuff, is but
I don't think it's all that. I just don't think it was supposed. I think it was one of them deals where he wasn't supposed to tell nobody. Oh, you know what I mean? He went and told his players. They got out, and he was just trying to refute it.
Yeah, Paul Boy asked this earlier, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
He was just trying to refute it because it got to the news.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He just wanted to keep it in house. When it gets out, when it becomes a news line in the headline, you just try to refute it.
Yeah. Paul Boy said that. He said, "What's the deal in Baton Rouge? Any truth to the rooms?" He asked that earlier, and our man Chuck off top rope said Dooley is acting like Polish 45. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah. The problem I have with all this though, it puts a cloud over and takes away from Bayou.
No, it don't.
You don't think so? For the players and stuff? Oh, okay.
Hell no. It's the 50th anniversary of the Bayou Classic, dog. It ain't nothing taken away from that shit.
Okay.
Nothing.
I take your word for it, man.
If anything, it's finna ramp up the trash talking between these two schools.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Yeah, I see.
So
that.
if anything, it's finna be even. Just imagine if Southern win without a head coach.
You
see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Pop goes to Weasel, because the Weasel's gonna pop.
You got 2 weeks of trash talk. It's finna be, man. It's finna be lit. I can't wait.
Yeah. On the other side, Prairie View. Prairie was pretty much left for dead.
Mm-hmm.
Prairie View is back in this thing. They got a tough test this upcoming week, but Prairie View back in it. So
speaking of left for dead,
Alcorn took on Alcorn State, went down, took on Texas Southern. They played on Sunday. I think this was what logistics reasons, some like some situation where it's like
soccer game at the stadium.
Yeah, it was a mix up or something. Some like you said, a soccer game at the stadium. So they ended up playing on Sunday. Alcorn State went in and
they played Saturday.
Who did? You talking about the soccer game?
No, Alcorn State did.
I'm with you now. Alcorn played Texas Southern, and they had same thing as North Carolina Central. They had a chance to seal the deal, win the West. They fumbled the bag big time. And it wasn't just like they lost. They got the brakes beat off of them. Alcorn lost, or Texas Southern won. Let me rephrase that. Texas Southern won this game 44-10. Shout out to Owens, not only with a big game on the ground, but he also became the all-time leading rusher in Texas Southern history. Big kudos to him. What a game. What a game. What a game. He had 24 carries, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Is he the offensive player of the year in the SWAC?
Yes, at this point, yes, definitely. I do want to, well, no, never mind. I do want to throw out there Jace Wilson, 17-23, 288 yards and a touchdown as well. So, yeah.
And Trent Leary had a hell of a game too. I think he threw a touchdown pass and caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown pass, and you're right. It's 6 receptions, 137 yards, and a touchdown. And like you said, he also was 1-1 for 15 and a touchdown as a pass. So yes. Jarvion Howard, 15 carries, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. Aaron Allen, 19 completions on 40 attempts for 259 yards and 1 interception.
Well, he won't make it a streak of
Ron Jabb said most legit say 28-7 pass the controller.
SWAC.
Listen, you ever you seen them memes where people be falling asleep, somebody walk up behind, touch on stage, say, go ahead, clock out for me. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. So but man, this is Alcorn really blew an opportunity.
Yeah.
I really blew an opportunity.
And I mean, it don't get no easier because they got to win this week.
And it's the Soul Bowl. Where's the Soul Bowl at this week? Is it in Jackson?
Yes.
It's at the vet too. I will say this. Somebody please do me a favor. Go down there with G.
If PV win, they in.
They hold. They hold Alcorn. Yeah, we gotta look. We're gonna talk them scenarios. Yeah. It's not easy for PV either. They next opponent, Alabama State, went down, took on Mississippi Valley State, got the win 20-3 down in Edabina. Alabama State is, if I'm not mistaken, that's what, 4 in a row now?
Something like that.
Terrence Roberts says, why has Southern been eliminated? Let me look at the standings. If I'm not mistaken, Southern is 4-3. They lost to Prairie View and Alcorn State. Trying to think, can they still, if they win, if both teams
lost to both of them, they lost to both teams who would be tied with 3 losses.
Yeah, so okay.
Grambling got a chance though.
Yeah. What so here's this is what I'm thinking. No, because let me look up the SWAC tiebreaker, see if there's any. I know the tiebreaker policy in here, but let me see if they put out like the tiebreaker scenario. Because I know they did it last year. And I might have to search. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right, so Prairie View controls their own destiny. So if they win, they in. All right.
Hold on. When I say go ahead, I ain't mean that, but we good. We good. You good.
I got the whole thing for these 3 schools.
Okay, that's good then. Hold on. let me put it up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Break down scenarios. What we looking at?
So if Prairie View wins, they in. Or if Alcorn and Grambling both lose, then Prairie View's in. Alcorn wins the West if they beat Jackson and Prairie View loses. Grambling wins the West if they beat Southern and Prairie View and Alcorn both lose. That's the only way they can win the West, because they got the head-to-head over Prairie View. And the reason why is because Alcorn will be 3-2 in West games. Prairie View will be 4-1 in the West, and Grambling will be 4-1 in the West with the win over Prairie View.
All right. We did have one game on Friday too. I just want to throw out because we didn't talk about it. But Grambling State took on all Arkansas Pine Bluff and got the win 43-14. It's nothing. I don't know if it's nothing necessarily special there to talk about, but I want to throw that in there. But yeah, those are the scenarios.
So that's why I said the Bayou Classic is still gonna mean something.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because
I'm gonna be honest with you. Prairie View has a shot, but they gotta go if they're at home playing a red hot Alabama State team.
Yeah,
and Prairie View was in the same situation last year against Mississippi Valley State.
Yep. That's why a lot of PV fans saying it ain't gonna happen 2 years in a row.
You better. This ain't.
I mean,
this ain't
both sides.
This ain't Davis. D. Davis walking through that door. No offense to D. Davis.
I see
the way Damon Stewart been playing, the way Alabama State.
But see, this the thing though. Jackson State been at home on bye. Alcorn got to go to Jackson. On off a bye. And they got to win. Like, they can't do no, somebody can lose and we... Nah, they got to win and hope people lose. Hope PV lose. Chaos. Who wants it? That should be the title for Thursday. Who wants it?
Write that down because you know I'll forget. Oh, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
Good point. Alcorn coming off a short week too. Playing on Sunday. Didn't think about that. So that means they ain't get home till Monday.
Now they got home. They went home Sunday. It was late.
Late Sunday night, yeah.
It was late.
Might well be Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Man. This is funny coming from Erica. Erica said the SWAC West got too much going on. Terry said somebody need to win the West so the SWAC championship game tickets can go on sale. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
What's crazy is both of our SWAC West predictions are still alive.
Oh, that is true. That is very true.
I thought mine was dead.
Yeah,
that was dead, bro.
That's very true. You know what's funny about this? And this kind of go back to the MEAC thing. I don't know if I want to be right or if I want to be wrong. My prediction at the beginning of the year was Morgan State would finish second in the MEAC.
Yeah.
The only way that happens is if they beat Howard. At this point, I kind of want to see Howard win just so. Well, now, let me ask you this.
I predicted Howard to finish second. And
yeah, it's true.
I don't want to be right neither.
So let me ask you this. If you're FAMU, who in the SWAC West do you even care? Who in the SWAC West do you want to see? I'm gonna tell you mine, and it's in my opinion, it's easy.
I probably want to see Grambling.
That's exactly who I want to see Grambling. No offense to Grambling, but the way that defense, how inconsistent that defense is, I'd rather play them. Especially if you know you may possibly have a lull in that game. I'd rather play Grambling.
But see, too though, the offense, Grambling offense, you still got to worry about that. And see, he's saying anybody but PV.
See, and this is crazy. See,
That's
Doc
crazy.
said PV. Terrence Roberts said we don't care, but we have more confidence if it's PV. And then Rob, you know what I'm saying, Ron Jab said anybody but PV.
But see, the reason why I would say PV is because Grambling defense bad, but their offense can go off at any given time.
That's very true.
And PV struggles more offensively. So if you FAM, you ain't got where you talking about, like you talked about, possibly coming off in a lull in that game because you've been, ain't played your starters in but one game in 3 weeks or whatever. It could be that you ain't necessarily got to score a lot of points versus PV like you might versus Graham. But I would still say Graham just because FAMU offense versus Graham defense, I think is a matchup FAMU would like to see.
Now, has the if you're Willie Simmons, are you sending a thank you basket to and I ain't gonna say that.
You
Well, I was gonna say you got to be, you have to be ecstatic to think that Celebration Bowl may have just gotten a lot more winnable for you. Not saying it wasn't winnable if it was Central, but and not saying it's an automatic win if it's not saying it's an automatic win if it's Howard, but that matchup favors you a lot better if it's Howard versus if
you FAM, you better not be thinking about the Celebration Bowl right now. You got to make it there first. You got to make it there first.
You're right.
And the way they played some of these games, show up in the SWAC championship game like that.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Was he not down? Oh, no, he wasn't. My bad. This NFL game is.
FAMU already. I forgot. FAMU already played PV.
They did.
They don't want to see him.
That's true. That PV is one of the few games they did show up for.
Yeah.
In Bragg.
That was a blowout too.
A big one. Well, we can talk about some teams. Speaking of scenarios, some teams we ain't got to worry about scenarios on. Unfortunately, William and Mary showed up and beat Hampton pretty bad, 31-10. I will say Hampton showed some promise going for for next year. But the problem is it's always about next year. But it's something to build off of.
Do they finish with a winning record?
What are you at, 5-5 now?
Mm-hmm.
Who they got next?
I think Elon.
I don't think so.
It's still a successful season?
I think it's a very successful season. They weren't expecting to win. They weren't expecting to win 5 games. I think even when we had them, we talked to Jeff and Reek, they were talking about like 3 or 4 wins, and they would have been happy with that. So 5 wins with the possibility of a 6. If they get a 6 win, if they find a way to beat Elon, bro, Prunty might get a little bonus or something. They might try to get that man a contract extension.
Yeah,
but seriously though, I do want to say that they have said that there's a little bit more emphasis on athletics at Hampton. And if this is the beginning of seeing that, that emphasis, sign me up.
Yeah.
I can believe in Hampton going forward because they definitely look like a better team. So yeah, definitely. Write the check, Dave. North Carolina A&T took on Rhode Island, and they actually made this a game. You know what I'm saying? Coming, you know what I'm saying? Came back, but too little, too late. Rhode Island got the win 31-24. And if I'm not mistaken, the offense has really shown up and gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they have. They got to pass the game now.
Yeah. So big shout out to at least improvement. With that being said, we did see a murder on last week. BJ snatched the soul out of did you see that? BJ was on with Off Script and Zoe, and then there was another gentleman from Southern, and Troy, the one who he used to come at HBCU nightly, called and was talking about, you know, saying Southern and Jackson State, and BJ ripped them like alive. I'm talking about it was BJ had some classics. He got some very quotables, you know what I'm saying, quotable takes, like some t-shirts. Put that on the t-shirt. But yeah. Now this one, I got questions about this game. Tennessee State versus Eastern Illinois. Eastern Illinois got the win 30-17. If you're Tennessee State, you started off hot. You dropped, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2-3 in a row. Plus some mixed in, sprinkled in games that you should have won in there. Where does Tennessee State go with this?
I mean, they got a tough schedule too, though, bro. So I think you got to take that into consideration. They losing to good teams.
Yeah.
So I think you gotta kind of temper your expectations a little bit. But it's disappointing because they were a playoff team at one point. Now it looks like they'll be on the outside looking in. But if they can finish their season with a win versus Tennessee Tech, I think it's still a successful season. It's just not the season that you thought you would have. But going 7-4 is still a pretty successful season.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm trying to get ready for put up the D1 top 10 poll. That's all the games I had. And as you know, we no longer have we do got a few to talk about. So we will talk about those, but two, I say after. In the meantime, in between time, you got anything else before we talk about this
Nah.
other stuff we got going on? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our HBCU D1 top 10. So let's look at it. Let's take a look. Back at the top, Florida A&M at 9-1, making a huge jump after getting the win over FCS number 7 and number 1 team. Howard jumps to number 2 at 5-5. North Carolina A&T. I'm sorry. My apologies. North Carolina Central drops to number 3 at 8-2. Alabama State is 6-3. Is at number 4. Jackson State stayed put at number 5 at 7-3. Alcorn State dropped to number 6 at 6-4. Tennessee State dropped to number 7 at 6-4. Prairie View stayed put at 5-5. Morgan State stayed put at 4-5, and Grambling moved up to number 10 at 5-5. So there we at. That's what we got. Any comments on it or any thoughts? Yeah, Erica, we moved y'all up to 2. Y'all are about to be the MEAC champions if y'all can finish this off. Don't disappoint us.
Good to see Grambling back in now.
Yeah. Bruh, I just want to say, Alabama State, we took them off our list for a minute. And they have steadily worked and got themselves back. Big shout out to them, because, yeah.
I just need them to win this weekend.
Say what?
I just need them to win this weekend.
I think they can do it. So, big shout out to them. So, everybody pretty much who's in contention for the West is still on here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who can play spoiler for the West is still on here, except for Southern. But Southern
They
don't
can't
really
really spoil nothing though.
Yeah.
They can spoil Grambling season, that's about it. But they can't spoil nobody else's season.
Let me ask you a question. I should have asked this earlier, but if Dooley is out, who steps up and be the number one, the best dressed coach in the SWAC?
I have no idea.
Yeah. What's up, King South Cobb? My bad. He says Grambling has a killer running game. They're young and still building. I think they'll take a big leap next year. My question is, who they gonna take that leap with?
You keep on, bro. You don't listen, man. He ain't going nowhere.
Okay. Erica said, I'm gonna miss Dooley's vest.
That ascot.
I told y'all every time Dooley wear ascot, they win by like 40. So
I wonder.
So Doc Cavill. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna ask Dr. Cavill might know. He be having inside. If Coach Dooley is gone, who is the best dress coach in the SWAC?
Might well say Hugh.
In them tights. You in them tights. Hoochie Hugh.
See, Dr. Cavill.
No, because I said, what's up, Dr. Cavill? That's why he said he good. Not he good on answer.
Oh,
He said Coach Simmons. You know what? He might be right. Oh, Dan said Eddie Robinson. No, I would say Eddie Robinson will have the best tailored suits. I don't know necessarily because they like them jackets and stuff. He be, saying, he still work out and stuff. So he be cut, chiseled. Had the right answers. If I say never mind, because y'all gonna come at me the wrong way. It's gonna be offensive, and then all of us will get
oh man,
canceled.
The best thing you got on compression.
It's not Adidas compression. They're Adidas school, so there'll be Adidas compression.
Man, y'all funny, bro.
Hoochie Hugh. All right, let's. All right, man. All right, I'm done. All right, let's talk about the players of the week, man. Players of the week, of course, because the season has ended in the SIAC and CIAA, there were no players of the week. So we only have the SWAC and the MEAC. So let's take a look, see what we got. All right, in the SWAC, no surprise here. Ladarius Owens, offensive player of the week from Texas Southern. Running back again had a monster game. Our man, Jacob Williams from Texas Southern, the linebacker, was the defensive player of the week. Outstanding, man. I remember like at SWAT Media Day how, you know, I guess, you know what I'm saying, they kept believing. So definitely shout out to them. Specialist of the week, Prairie View A&M's punter, Efren Jasso or Hasso. Jasso? I don't. And you got any?
Nope. I ain't finna butcher that,
Man, why you ain't helping? You know how I am with names. You be watching me suffer.
Nope. One of us butcher names is enough.
All right. And the newcomer of the week from Bethune-Cookman, running back Markai Shaw. I'm pretty sure I said that right. What is he doing? My bad. I'm looking at Russell Wilson running around like I don't know. I got a theory about him too. Russell Wilson have a good a decent season every time Sierra get pregnant. But hey, here we go. MEAC player of the week, players of the week. On the offensive player of the week, none other than Howard Bison, quarterback, Quentin Williams. That's Erica's favorite player. Norfolk State got the defensive player of the week in Teron Mallory. The rookie of the week, also from Howard, Gavin Harris. The offensive lineman of the week was Garrison Wheatley. And the specialist of the week from Morgan State, Mr. Jordan Tolles. That's it with those. All right. We do got a couple more things before we get ready to get up out of here. The SIAC championship this past Saturday. Yeah, Albany State going down, taking on Bethune. God. Benedict College. It's getting late. Benedict got the win 47-10. Back-to-back undefeated regular season. Back-to-back SIAC championships. So they 11-0 back-to-back, and then you go into the playoffs. Benedict also earned a number 1 seed again and a bye in the D2 playoffs. And in the CIAA, you had none other than Fayetteville State taking on Virginia Union. Virginia Union got the win 21-10. I don't think there's no surprise there either.
Nah.
Virginia Union got the 8 seed in the D2 playoffs. I don't know much about the teams around them that they're playing. I've heard someone say that it kind of feels like Virginia Union has a little bit easier road, although they're an 8 seed or easier bracket.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that or how to take that, but I do hope to see Benedict make a nice little run though. And what could be, never mind. Southern fans take note. Also, it was announced the Florida Beach Bowl matchup. Hold on, let me pull it up so I make sure I got it was it's actually a pretty decent matchup. Johnson C. Smith is going to be taking on Fayetteville. I'm sorry, why am I Fort Valley State? So this is going to be 7-3 Johnson C. Smith taking on 7-3 Fort Valley State. This game is going to be at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, inside the Drive Pink Stadium on December 13th. This place takes in, I think it's Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Battle of the Beach in the Florida Beach Bowl. I'm tired, man.
Over there, man.
Man, I am. I got glasses and still can't see. You got anything else before we get ready to wrap this up?
Nah,
basketball.
Man.
Oh, shout out to Norfolk State women basketball. They rolling. They are rolling. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, I was making sure. I was trying to read. Ron said nothing in Orlando. Yeah. Nothing. Nobody. Somebody say something. Golly, this game is wild. Turnovers. Buffalo Bill, I don't know what to say about them. They have sucked most of this year.
They overhyped, man.
Wise man once said that Josh Allen has reached his peak.
Terrible. Just terrible.
I don't know, man. We'll be back. Like I said, we'll be back on Thursday, man. I gotta go ahead and start getting stuff ready. We'll have some special guests to talk. Talk with us about everything going on. It's our 100, man. Can you believe it?
No.
The show that spun off that was just, we're gonna do this every other week. I'm talk a little ball to, we may do this, let's do this, once a week. So now up to twice a week. We had 100 shows, man.
Crazy.
Big, man. I wouldn't rather do it than nobody else, man. Love you, bro.
Likewise, my boy. Love you too, dog.
Yeah. So, yeah, looking at this. Man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Man, that's the truth. If Allen gives you one turnover, he's gonna give you two.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's definitely big facts. Terrence says congratulations, man. Appreciate it. Dr. Cavill says congratulations on the upcoming 100. I'm tell you this, Doc. The first time we asked you to come on the show, and you agreed to come on with us, I said we might be on to something. we might be somebody. Told y'all. I wake up most days and say, what would Dr. Cavill do? That's why I don't act a fool like I want to act a fool. Yeah, the Matador. Tell y'all, man. I gotta live right. Eat your vegetables.
This guy.
Appreciate it, Doc. Hey, let's get up out of here, man. Finish watching this game. This I don't know what to say. I don't know.
It's like the SWAC West and the MEAC right here. Don't nobody want to win this.
Yeah, here we go. All right, man. Like that. We out.
This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.